All right, go ahead and raise your hands, and I'll get you the mic.
Hey, John. A few days ago, post-game sweep Texas until now seems like a bit of a change. How big has this series been for you, and how much does this change your next few weeks?
Yeah, huge. To get swept and then to sweep a team, not easy to do either way. And love the way they played this entire series. It was hard fought. Pitching was great. Defense was outstanding, and enough offense and big hits in big spots. But I think it could have went either way after the Texas series, and these guys stepped up, and that's kind of what we expected from them.
And to have Chapman come up in a big moment there after some tough weeks, months for him, what does that mean for him, and what do you think he can be in the stretch?
Yeah, we all know what Matt can be. He's shown it for a lot of years, I think, this year included. So it's been rough for him timing-wise, I think, getting back off the injury. I love the fact that he got the hit today. I think Chris Bassett said it yesterday. It's like we have the guys, and he's one of the guys. So hopefully today is a good little stepping stone for him.
Can you just kind of describe what you've seen from the guys that's kind of allowed them to sort of ride this roller coaster over the course of this week?
Yeah, I mean they're loose, which is good, right? They're intense, but they're loose. You see it in their work, and you hear it in the clubhouse. I think that allows them to go out and perform. So a lot of these guys have been in this spot before. So yeah, I think that they're ready for it. You know what I mean? But I think not getting overly concerned with one game and just having the right mentality.
And just overall today and the whole series, how big was it for the pitching staff to kind of rebound from the Texas series?
Yeah, huge. That's kind of what they've been doing all year. And I said it at the first game of the year, or the first game of this series, we need to have a good turn through, and so far so good. So hopefully they can keep rolling.
You kind of touched on it a little bit, but what does it say about this group kind of mentally that they were able to refocus and, bounce back from, kind of the emotion of that Texas sweep?
Yeah, it says a lot about them. It says a lot about how much they care. The effort has been there all year. Effort was there when the games weren't great against Texas. So it just says a lot about them. They want to continue to win, continue to play. And this is the time of year that you look forward to, and I think we have a lot of guys that have been here before. So it's a credit to them for going out and doing it.
John, the decision for Ryu after 83 pitches, was that because of the traffic and the intensity of his performance?
A little bit, yeah. You look at the lineup, and it's 7 right-handed hitters, and he was kind of dancing in and out of trouble, I think, the first few innings, and that's kind of what he can do. He can make pitches in big spots. But yeah, I think it was kind of a combination of, where he was pitch count wise, and then kind of what he had done the innings before.
John, we've talked a lot about just the wild swings of the September this month. But even for September, like some of these swings, the size of games and how quickly gaps are erasing are a bit unusual. Can you just maybe describe the emotional pendulum that can be attached to that and trying to manage it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird game. It's weird around the league, right? You look at, other scores. You look at, games we've been through. It's definitely not, it's not fun by any stretch of the imagination, but it's it's kind of where everyone is right now, so you have to kind of put what's behind you and just look for every game to be a game in and of itself, really. But the emotional pendulum is a wild one, and I'd like to thank Left Field Brewery for providing good beer.
And just back to Matt Chapman for a second. For a player of his caliber to get pinch hit for yesterday afternoon, and then to be able to come back a day later and deliver a couple of really important hits, not everybody could perhaps compartmentalize what happened last night for today. I'm just wondering, from your perspective, any conversations with him, how did you explain that to him, get him on board with that, and then kind of have him in the right headspace for today?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, Chappie's such a pro and such an intense competitor, and he understands that he missed a lot of time. So some decisions are really tough. That was one of the really tough ones when you're taking Matt Chapman out. I think it was the first time he's ever been pinch hit for. So you try to do what's best to win the game that day. And, I thought yesterday Cav gave us the best chance, and it ended up working out. But To Matty's credit, what he said afterwards was, I need to play better and earn that, and earn the right to be up there. And for him, a player of his caliber and his background, to say that, you felt good about him today, really. So really couldn't be happier that he got that hit today.
John, now that you have a few days kind of separation from the Texas series and this series, what was the difference for you between how you guys played in those 4 games versus these 4 games, or these 3?
Yeah, I mean, I think we pitched a little bit better. We limited, walks, and, Rafael Devers is a good hitter, but I think we did a better job in the zone with our pitches, and we got timely hits, you know what I mean? So it's tough when, I think all those games against Texas, they were close and they kind of got out of hand at the end, it seemed like. But I think the bullpen did an outstanding job. Our defense was great. And, I think Vlad hitting a couple homers kind of sparked us a little bit. So it was kind of a combination of all those things. But when you're limiting self-inflicted wounds like walks or whatever it may be, with our pitching staff, you're usually in a good spot.
Just with 12 games left as you head on the road now, are you officially in scoreboard watching mode? And what are you hoping to see over these next 2 weeks?
Yes, and I think what we're looking for is what we're doing first and foremost, and what we're trying to do against New York and Tampa. So it's that comes first. But yeah, you're definitely interested in what's going on around the league, and hopefully the baseball gods continue to be good to us.
John, you touched on it earlier, but how much has Vlad's offense and his defense contributed to this resurgence and going into New York where he does very well? How does that look for you?
Yeah, good timing. Vlad likes hitting there, but you look at what he's been doing. The catch he made yesterday down the line, kind of just being pretty reliable over there at first base. But Vladdy is such a infectious player, and I think him kind of finding his timing and getting some really good swings off is it's a good thing for others to see in the lineup too. Because he is a big part of what we're doing.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.